Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a bake with me and we're making I think it's a Banana Blueberry Buttermilk mini loaves. I've actually made this before, probably 2 or 3 years ago for Christmas, and I gave them away as gifts and they were really good. I haven't made them in a long time, but I just felt like now was the time to do another round of it. So I'm going to turn you around, show you the ingredients that I'm using, and then I will do a voiceover for kind of talking you through what I'm doing. I just find it's easier when you're baking because of the mixer and stuff making noises. So let me show you what we got for ingredients and then we'll get started on making it. Oh, and first off, I need to preheat the oven. So 350. The other thing I'm going to tell you right now is that the the mini loaf pans I bought, I only got 3 and the recipe does require 4. So I'm gonna make 3 loaves, and then once they've cooled, I'll take an empty one and then do the last loaf. So just thought I'd tell you that, but I did get these at Target. They're supposed to be non-stick and stuff already. So we're gonna see how that goes. But let me show you the ingredients. Okay, so obviously bananas, you do want them well ripened. Blueberries, they said you can use frozen, but it is better to use fresh. Vanilla extract, salt, baking soda, baking powder, a half a cup of butter, room temp, 2 large eggs, obviously sugar, obviously all-purpose flour, and then some buttermilk. And for this, you do want like a stand mixer if possible, or at least a bowl with a mixer, and then I have a bowl out as well for the dry ingredients. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually get all the dry ingredients into the bowl, and then we will move to the mixer stuff in a minute. But let me start by getting the dry ingredients first. So to start, as I mentioned, you're going to put all the dry ingredients in a bowl, starting with the all-purpose flour, a little bit of baking soda, baking powder, and then lastly the salt. And then you'll want to mix that up till it's well blended. Then going over to your mixer, we're going to start by creaming together the butter and the sugar until it's really smooth and fluffy. So while that's blending, I started mashing up the 3 bananas because you can't depend on the mixer to do this really well, so you want to do it ahead of time. I just used a fork, but I know there's other methods of doing this. Then I set the bananas aside and we start adding our wet ingredients to the mixer, beginning with 2 eggs. And then your vanilla extract, and lastly the buttermilk. Make sure you shake that up really good. So you'll blend that really well and then add in your mashed bananas and mix that till it's really blended. And then lastly, you're going to add in the flour mixture until that's well blended and it should start to thicken up. Once you have your batter all mixed, you're going to fold in the blueberries gently with a spatula like I did to avoid bursting them. And I apologize, I thought I was getting a better shot of this a couple of times and I wasn't recording. But you basically just add them in and fold it in until it's combined. And then like I mentioned, this does make 4 mini loaves. I only had 3 of those pans, so I used the 3 I had. But I did also spray them even though they were non-stick, just to make sure they came out really easy. And then you're gonna throw them in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes. You kind of want to check them periodically to make sure they're cooked through. Okay, so I just washed all the dishes up, and I'm gonna get a cooling rack out. So when they come out, it says to let them sit for 15 minutes before you try to dump them out. So I'm gonna do that, and then I got, like I said, 1 more loaf still in the bowl, the mixing bowl. So I will, after I get 1 emptied, I will put it back in the oven with that. So, yeah, but now we wait. We got about 30 minutes, and then I'll check it with a toothpick to make sure the center comes out clean. Because if it isn't, then you know it's not baked yet. So I'll show you that when we get to that point. So the easiest way I find to test these is when you take them out to stick a toothpick in, and if it comes out wet, like this one did a little bit, you know it's not cooked all the way through. It should come out clean if it is cooked all the way through. So I checked the other loaves as well. They weren't as bad as the center one, but I still wanted to put it back in the oven to make sure they were definitely cooked. And then the second time they came out, the toothpick was going clear, so I knew it was done, so I could remove them from the oven officially. So that was another bake with me. I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you do try it out, let me know. But as always, I'll leave the recipe in the description box below. But I hope everybody has a blessed day.